Hey, many of us on the planet right now have questioned why we are here. And I will share with those of you that this resonates with. We came to weave duality, weave the light and the dark, and bring it back into consciousness itself. We don't come to make a judgment about right or left, dark or light. We came to stand in the middle. It's almost like these two sides have separated, like they're both in two different globes, and they both think they're right and they both think they're winning. Yet we stand in our true selves in between. But we no longer stand in the three-dimensional world, and that's why it was confusing. Because one day, I know you've all done this too, you're bringing information in from very high realms, the avatars that we are. And then the next day, we're operating from the 3D reality or the fourth dimensional reality. And what happens is we often, and this is my case anyway, I felt that every time I was going to jump dimensions, like, going from, say, the 8th to the 11th, I felt pulled back because I would see third and fourth dimensional beings putting their arms up for help, like, don't go. And I would then descend thinking, I took an oath. I took an oath to leave no being behind. But the confusion was, we don't need to go back in to that dimension, that density. We can still stay in the higher dimensional realities, or the higher dimensional frequencies is really what they are. Stay there, but be a witness. Stand in between the dark, the light, the blue pill, the red pill, the good, the bad. All these sides think they're winning. They think they have the upper hand. And yet that's impossible. All it does is create more and more separation. And the reason is that we came to weave humanity together. There's no way that one side or the other can get past a certain dimensional reality if we don't bring the collective together. That doesn't mean I have to stay in third dimensional reality or fourth or whatever, or either do you. We don't need to stay there. We just are offering service to that. So the minute that we get into right and wrong, we question through the mind, then we are creating that duality and we become part of the problem. That doesn't mean you can't have questions. What it means is when you have a question, it cannot be answered from the mind to get the absolute solution that you want, the highest outcome that you want. It has to be answered through the higher aspects of self. So to do that, do meditations, bring in light. So when you ask a question, make sure you are standing in light, in that consciousness, because that is where you will get the answers that actually can assist humanity. You can get the answers from yourself, from a higher perspective. But for me, I found that every answer comes within 24 hours, the moment I surrender. And beautifully, without me doing anything. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to fix anything. I didn't have to create this master plan. I didn't have to struggle or worry. And I am really tired, as you can see. I haven't slept in probably 5-6 nights decently at all, and very few hours, and broken, because I've been in these dimensions which are being shown so much information, and also how I was connected to the third and fourth dimensional realities when I didn't need to be. I thought I was supposed to. I thought the oath I made before I came, that of to leave no one behind, meant I had to play in this dimension and really understand where each person was coming from their perspective. But that won't give me the answers that I need for them. Yes, there's posts I'm going to post that are high consciousness. There's others that are more third and fourth dimensional, and it has to be that way. For instance, I did 2 yesterday, and what that was about was how to live in this world with the toxicity. How can we change to organic products and natural products and it become reasonable, even more reasonable than if we had done things that were artificial? So how do we do that? So these are practical tips from the highest realms of consciousness where most of us have come from, or many of us have come from. When we're in that, we know we don't need to do that. Light will shift all of those things, 4G, 5G. It will shift chemicals. It will shift everything that is the so-called negativity. And yet that is part of that duality, right? So we know the body can heal itself. But if we don't, and we think we need to do something other than lie flat on Mother Earth and allow her to come up our feet and throughout our whole spinal column, or when we're laying on the earth, that Mother can just feed us everything we need, every vitamin, every mineral. She can heal every aspect of this body that she created. But if we don't know that yet, then we do need other ways to be bridges to that reality. So I was asked not to believe that I needed to be in this three-dimensional world anymore. I didn't need to be affected by wheat and milk and all these things. And so that will shift. That will shift. So when you come as a weaver to bring all light and dark together as one beautiful tapestry that transitions and is a transformational tool for all life on this planet, it is truly about staying as the witness. So we can stand as pure light and watch all these dimensions play out. We can hold that space. And from that perspective, the answers will come clearly that will help humanity. And until we can keep doing that steadily, yes, we will go back and forth and forget. But right now, the best thing to do is know that you are light, and light you shall remain. And although you may play in third and fourth dimensional realities, it's not who you are. Know also that no solution can come from creating the solution in the space, the third dimensional space, which it was created. So do your meditations, write, journal, allow your higher consciousness to come through. And when you're in that light of knowing, that's when you post questions, and they will clearly come to you of how you can assist. So each morning I can awaken and you can awaken, knowing we came to witness humanity and what's going on. And we agree to enter the earth plane. But it doesn't mean we need to play in one side or the other. So I may need to go to the world because that was the agreement when I awaken. But I came as a witness. And many of you came as a witness also. So don't subscribe to the light and the dark. It's both. It's not one or the other. Remember, integration, transformation, awakening, true awakening to the higher realms is when we've woven it all together and remember our oneness. I know a friend of mine said something this morning about she really wanted to know who she was. She wanted to know all of her lifetimes so she would get clarity on who she was. And my response was, you were everything. Everything. You don't need to go to the past, a past that doesn't really exist. You have played all parts. And now it's just starting from right here. You don't need to heal childhood wounds or something that happened in birth or so-called past lives. You can say, I start over again now. Now. A new reality, a remembering of who you truly are. Doesn't mean you don't give information from third, fourth, fifth dimensional realities, because that's the way you're the bridge. That's the way you help weave humanity. But it means don't go playing in what isn't, because all that is right now. Don't try to figure out who you are. You're incredible beings. You're brighter than any star or any multifaceted diamond. Be the bridge. Weave it all. Don't choose sides. For that creates the very world we claim not to want. Okay, enough for now.